The boardroom was quiet, too quiet. Marvin's eyes darted between his father and Lina, his girlfriend, and the woman he'd just caught practically sitting in his father's lap. Lina's face was crimson, breath caught in her throat. Her legs wobbled slightly as she stepped off Mr. A's lap, pretending it hadn't just happened. But Mr. A didn't flinch. He didn't beg. He didn't explain. He laughed. A loud, hearty, ridiculous laugh that echoed off the glass walls. Lina turned sharply, shocked, but then, in a panic, she followed suit, laughing along even though her throat was tight and dry. Her laugh was nervous, broken, but she forced it out. Mr. A wiped imaginary tears from his eyes and clapped his hands together. "Oh, Marvin," he said with a grin. "I didn't expect you this early." Marvin didn't laugh. Not yet. His eyes narrowed. "I know that must have looked bad, but..." Mr. A chuckled again. This was all a prank, a dumb one maybe, but it was meant to lead to a surprise. Lina blinked. She could barely keep up. Mr. A took a breath and leaned against the polished table, effortlessly composed. "I asked Lina to help me plan something special for you. That coffee date we had last week?" He turned to Lina, who nodded weakly. "It was all about one thing. I wanted to gift you something big, something you've been dreaming of." Marvin's gaze softened just slightly. "A Porsche Cayenne," Mr. A said smoothly. "Black, sleek, leather interior. Your dream car, son." Lina felt her heart drop. Her stomach turned. She didn't know what stung more, being used as a decoy or the ease with which Mr. A spun the lie. But Marvin's face lit up. "Wait, what? Are you serious?" Mr. A smiled and opened his arms. "Come on, boy." Marvin rushed forward and wrapped his arms around his father. "Damn, old man, you serious?" "We go to the showroom this afternoon," Mr. A said, his voice thick with charm. Marvin's excitement drowned out the tension, and for a moment, Lina stood like a shadow in the corner, invisible. Mr. A caught her eye just once, giving her a glance that said, "Play along, or I'll make it worse." Later at her desk, Lina could barely breathe. "He traded me for a car. All that tension, all those looks. And in the end, I was just part of the setup." She blinked away tears and smiled through the ache when Marvin waved goodbye before leaving with Alex for the showroom. The next day, Lina knocked once at Mr. A's office late at night and then pushed open the door, his private study. Sleek mahogany walls, expensive books, leather seats, and the faint scent of cologne. He looked up from his laptop. "You look tense," he said, standing. She shut the door behind her. "You used me," she snapped. His brow lifted slightly. "You held me like I meant something," she said, stepping closer. "Then threw me into a lie so your son could drive away happy in a Porsche." He said nothing for a beat, just walked slowly around his desk until they were face to face. "I didn't want to lose you," he said quietly. "That was the only way." Lina's lips parted. "You humiliated me," he leaned in. "Did I?" His voice was soft and dangerous. "You like it when I take control, don't you?" Her stomach fluttered. She hated how much she didn't want to move away. He was so close now, she could feel the warmth of his breath. "Say it," he whispered, lips brushing her cheek. "You liked it when I touched you, when I pulled you into my lap, when you moaned my name that night in your dreams." Lina's breath hitched. Her body betrayed her. She didn't speak. He ran his fingers along her waist, his hand finding the small of her back. "You want to call me something else, don't you?" She shivered. "Call me Daddy," he said, his tongue licking her ear. Then, God help her, she nodded and their lips met. No, they collided. It was fire, tongue and hands pulling, her back against the door, her blouse crumpled in his grip, his mouth on her neck and her leg wrapped around his thigh, papers scattered from his desk as he lifted her onto it, bodies tangled in hunger and heat. This wasn't love, it was need. It was forbidden. It was filthy. It was raw need. And as she whispered "Daddy" against his lips, she knew something had shifted. There was no going back now.